Hey, what is going down, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video. I hope you guys are doing really well. Today I'm back for my Preston Preferred 11. That's a bit of a tongue twister, actually. The Preston Preferred 11. It's not at all. Yeah, so let's get straight into it, I guess. In goal, I'm actually going, this may shock a few of you because I'm one of McGovern's biggest fans, but I'm actually going with John Ruddy in goal. I know. I just think over the last few weeks, McGovern hasn't been to his best. He made a fantastic save off Aluko at Fulham. Fantastic save to keep us at 0-0 at the time. But I just think when we were 2-2, there was a slight lack of leadership from Michael McGovern that John Ruddy possesses. You know, Ruddy's very vocal. And I've tweeted this out before and a lot of people have got back to me and said, you know, Ruddy isn't a leader. He just shouts a lot, and I suppose there is a fine margin between that. But I'm always slightly more confident when they score with Ruddy because I know he'll bounce back and make a few good saves. Now, Ruddy was great against Everton. I'm just saying to keep the competition up, so Michael McGovern doesn't stay or doesn't get complacent in goal. Let's bring Ruddy back for a game and let's see how he does. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the comments on that one. In terms of the defence, for me, it's unchanged. We've got Olsen at left back. We've got Martin next to Close in centre back, and then Pinto out on the right. Now I want to talk briefly about this defence. I really like how this is working at the moment. I think it was the attacking players in the midfield that let the defence down at Fulham. Let's have a look at this man, Russell Martin, our captain, a fantastic servant, a fantastic professional. I think he's been underrated this season. I watched Martin against Fulham. I've watched him every game this season. He's made some huge headers. He's made some huge challenges. And I just think his past rep has kind of overshadows his performances this season because he's been really good, if not as good as Close at times this season. Close, I'd say, struggled slightly against Fulham. The first goal that was deflected, he was sort of caught a bit and he was stretching when Martin hit that shot. Chris Martin, that is, not Russell Martin. But I just think, you know, give credit where credit's due. Martin has been exceptional this season. And although we've conceded a lot of goals, I don't think this defence has done too badly. You've had defenders contributing to goals. We've seen Martin score, Olsen score, Pinto score this season. I've predicted a close goal as well in my match preview. Go and check that out. I just think, I know we've conceded a lot, but not all times. Some of the goals have been, but not all times the defence are to blame. Let's move into the midfield. I'm going to go with Dorrans. Well, after Fulham, he's undroppable. A man who can finally take a penalty and do a lot more than that as well. He's been exceptional this season. Really impressed with Graham Dorrans. 4 goals for him this season already. You need players chipping in with goals from midfield. Dorrans has done exactly that. Now I'm going with him next to Howson, mainly because Howson's our best midfielder except for Dorrans, our best midfielder in general. And I don't know his injury news. I'm expecting him to be back from injury, but that is simply me speculating it. So until Alex Neil does his press conference, I haven't heard it. He hasn't done it. When I'm recording this, we won't know on Johnny Howson. If it isn't him, then you've got a conundrum. I'll come back to that in a bit. Now, the front four, once again, is where debate starts to come. And I think that's where we lost the lead on Tuesday night. I think the front four let us down a bit. I don't think they were as good as they have been. I know Jerome won a penalty and I know Murphy won a penalty, but except for that, them two didn't do much. You had Brady out on the left that didn't do much. You had Houlihan who was jaded. So let's have a look at this front four then. For me, out on the left-hand side, it has to be Alex Pritchard. He put in a great performance against Rotherham on that Saturday game. And I was surprised he didn't make the starting 11 on Tuesday. Maybe because his fitness isn't fully there. I saw a few tweets indicating that. But still, I would have stuck him in there for 60 minutes because he can do damage. And I think that was his kind of game on Tuesday night. But that's gone. Not to worry. I'm still wanting to see more from Robbie Brady this season. He has to prove himself. But for me, Alex Pritchard goes in there on the left. Then in the middle, you've got Wes Houlihan. I'm pretty sure he'll have the drive and the energy and the fitness to play on Saturday. He didn't play, did he play 70 minutes on Tuesday night? So hopefully he's back and raring to go. And then on the right, I'm going to give Jacob Murphy a rest. I think he looked so incredibly tired. He looked off the pace on Tuesday night. You know, it was a great burst of energy from him in the early stages to win that penalty. But after that, he wasn't taking on his man. His set pieces were absolutely shocking. He had 5 corners in stoppage time that hit the first man. He had a free kick as well that went straight into the keeper's hands. So I'm going to drop him. just because he needs a break for me. He's a youngster. He's had a fantastic start to this season, but I think he just needs a bit of a rest. So actually going to stick in his brother Josh. He's got something to prove. He's going to be wanting to keep up pace with his brother. He's had a good start to the season, a couple of goals for him, and when he's come on, he's looked really good. So Josh Murphy goes in there for me instead of his brother Jacob. And then up front, I'm going to stick with Cameron Jerome, a man who I know didn't play great on Tuesday night, and I know he didn't score, but he won a penalty. And I have said this a lot this season. I don't think people are picking up on it. He defends admirably when we need him to. He was dropping back for corners. He made some massive headers when Fulham looked like they were going to get a free header in on goal. He made a couple of big challenges. He dropped deep, and that's maybe because he scored 6 goals this season. That's a decent return. How many games have we played? Like 13 or something. He's done well this season, and I love Cameron Jerome. You've got Cameron Jerome, you start him, then you can maybe bring on Oliveira, who I thought looked decent actually against Fulham on Tuesday night. So you've got options there, but I'd stick with Jerome. Now let's have a look at other options that we can play. If Howson isn't fit, I'd actually go with Yusuf Malumbu in there. I don't think Tete was good enough on Tuesday night. He gave the ball away a lot. I know he breaks up play well, and I love Alex Tete, but for me, Malumbu has to go in there. I wouldn't say his passing's much better, but he's going to have fresher legs. He's going to have something to prove. For me, if Howson isn't fit, I'd go with Yusuf Malumbu. That means Dorrans would sort of play the opposite role as he would do with Johnny Howson, and he'd bomb forward, Malumbu would drop deep. If it's Howson playing, you'd have Dorrans dropping deep, you'd have Howson bombing forwards. A few options there. Now, Pritchard, do you play him, do you not? I would certainly. If not, you can put Robbie Brady in there. You've also got Wes Hoolahan. Now, this is an option I was thinking earlier. Do you play Brady out on the left and move Pritchard into the middle if Hoolahan's not fit? That's an option. That's an option you can always do. You can also play Oliveira instead of Jerome. You've got so many options in this team, and that's the joy. Instead of Josh Murphy, you could play Canos. I'm actually interested about this right midfield role, actually. Who do you play on the right? For me, let's drop Jacob Murphy out, or do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this team in the comment section. Let me know on everything on this one, because it's an interesting one. Also, a big question. Do you drop Michael McGovern and bring John Ruddy in? There's so many questions. That's my team though. I'd go Ruddy, Olsen, Martin, Close, Pinto, Dorrans and Howson. I'd then go Pritchard, Hoolahan, Josh Murphy and Cameron Jerome. That team is more than good enough to beat an informed Preston side. So hopefully we can see that at the weekend. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I will see you against Preston at Carrow Road. As always, a massive thank you to Fritz Bits for sponsoring match preview content here on Talk Norwich City. Thank you for watching. As always, leave it a like, share it about with your mates. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. If your mum or your dad or your uncle or your dog hasn't subscribed, tell them to subscribe. Get them on board the TNC journey, and let's smash it this season. Thanks for watching, and peace out. Hey, what is going on, guys? Talk Norwich City here, back for another video. I hope you guys are doing really well. Today I'm back for my Preston preview, basically looking at this weekend's game against Preston. A huge game after the disappointing draw against Fulham. So let's get straight into it.